Today I'm going to show you how to close a listing from the FlexMLS homepage. In the upper left portion of the screen, you will see the FlexMLS logo. Just below that is the menu button. We'll click that, and in the central column we are looking for the Add Change heading. And two options below that, we will be clicking Change Listing. And on the Change Listing page, we're going to find the listing by MLS number. And on the right side of the page, you will see the empty fields where you can input your MLS number. I will do that and click Next. And that brings us to the detailed change listing page specific to that property. And we will scroll down to the status heading, be the bottom left portion of the page. And under the status heading, we're looking for the close listing option. That's 4 options down. There are only a few required fields. You will see there's a red star next to selling member, sold date, sold price, house sold, and seller concessions. Those are the bare minimum fields that you need to have filled out for you to be able to save and close the listing. So to input a selling member, you can type in an agent name or ID number. And just look for the agent, verify the name, ID number, and brokerage name. Click on them. And that populates into the field here. And if it's the wrong agent, well, you can click X, and then you would just start over again. As for sold dates, there is one restriction. Just hover over this info bubble. The sold dates can only be larger than or equal to listing date, so just be aware of that. And sold price below that has 2 restrictions. Sold price should not be more than 20% greater than list price and should not be more than 20% less than list price. And then that takes us to house sold. You can click on the drop down. You choose conventional, cash, FHA, whichever option is true to your purchase contract. And then finally, that brings us to seller concessions. That is a required field, even if you do not have seller concessions. So if you do not have seller concessions, just input 0. And then, of course, if you do have seller concessions, just make sure it's accurate and be aware of this here. Seller concessions should be reported as a dollar amount and not a percentage. And that brings us to the fields that are not required. So co-selling member, of course, if you have a co-selling member, just make sure all information is reflected on the purchase contract and is accurate to the best of your knowledge. So you'll put the co-selling member in the same way you did the selling member. If you have any comments you'd like to add, you can do so here. If there are any seller paid repairs, you would input into this field here. And then at the very bottom is additional sold info for any info you'd like to put on the listing itself. And once you make sure that you have selling member, sold date, sold price, house sold, and seller concessions at the bare minimum filled out, you click save, and that would save and close the listing. That is how you close the listing from the FlexMLS homepage.